Hey guys, so this morning I am cooking, and cooking is not easy in this little Airbnb with a TV tray. Here's the kitchen sink with no counter next to it. There's a little counter over here for coffee, where I keep my coffee, and mostly I just use the microwave. But I decided, since the Airbnb had given me this, the food bank had given me this crate of tomatoes, that I should use something, and so I decided to make some tomato sauce. And then with the tomato sauce, I decided to add some sausage and meat that they had given me, and then some noodles. And so now I have kind of a little casserole there, and um, thankful for the food. And I am hopefully this week going to be back on track with not having to go to the food bank. But I was cooking this morning and thinking about how much sewing I did in my years with my children. The dogs were watching me intently because I actually took the fresh tomatoes and steamed off the skin and peeled them and took out the seeds and all that stuff. So they were watching, and it reminded me of my son, for instance, and my daughter watching me when I was cooking all those years for them. And it made me think a lot about my son. And as you know from some previous videos, he's not in a good place right now. And sometimes I blame myself for some of his problems, and rightfully so, but it doesn't matter because we can't take back the past, and we can only do our best to help them through their struggles. When they become adults and they have wounds that need to be healed, they gotta be willing to do the healing themselves, but we can help them in times of crisis, which he is in right now. So that's where I'm at. So I was thinking about that, and as I'm thinking about it, I'm listening to this series or sermon by T.D. Jakes, and whatever you think of T.D. Jakes, I don't believe that any one pastor is perfect and has all the answers. I believe that God puts people in your path and sermons in your path at the right time when you really need to hear them, and this was definitely one for me today. So it's called Living Bigger Than Me, if you want to look it up. And it's a really good sermon about Nehemiah. And it brought me back to thinking about Nehemiah. And he made me realize about the walls, and how what I've been doing for the past year year and a half since I got separated, is building new walls. And I am on the right path, even though I feel so totally lost sometimes, and I don't understand why I'm in this crisis and my son is in this crisis, but I have to believe that it's all part of my destiny. And that's what he talks about, that when you are building those new walls to go towards your destiny, people will try to distract you, circumstances will try to tear you down, everything can seem like it's just a disaster. But he reminded me that I'm building new walls. And I did that when I went up to my land a year and a half ago and separated from my husband, and said, this is going to be holy ground. And if anyone wants to live here, well, if he wants to live here, then he has to want holy ground, because he's my husband. So that means that the two become one. So I cannot be one with someone who is not willing to be right with God. So if he wants to hang on to his stuff, that's fine, but I can't do it anymore. So that was the beginning of building walls, and it's been hard. It's been super, super hard. Like loneliness and poverty and all these things have come upon me. And the thing that really got me thinking was the walls. Why have I had such struggles with poverty? And I realized that because in the past I did not have the right boundaries up. I was letting in too much, and I was doing it out of love, but I don't want to, maybe I was wrong, maybe I just was in that place at the time, maybe God had to take me through that to show me whatever the case is, it wasn't working. And I believe I'm on the way out of this poverty, and my new job is going to be great. I think I should make really good money there. So, like I said, food bank days will be over soon, and I'll be able to give instead of taking, but there's nothing wrong with taking when you have to. So, anyway, I'm excited about this kind of revelation about the new walls being built and the restoration happening. And even though we're not out of the woods yet, we're getting there. So I thank you, Jesus, and I believe that it is done in your name. Have a great day, guys.